If you've scrolled through your phone recently, you've probably seen ads for virtual therapy, meditation apps, or AI chatbots promising to fix your burnout. Society is suddenly flooded with consumer-facing mental health solutions. Treating human distress is now a massive, heavily capitalized industry. Right now, the U.S. mental health market is valued at $112 billion. Take a look at this chart comparing growth rates. On the left, the overall mental health market, mostly traditional therapy, is growing at a slow 1.94%. But on the right, the digital technology segment is surging at nearly 19%. As the tech segment absorbs the traditional market here, it highlights a stark reality. Patients are trading 50-minute clinical visits for mobile apps and text-based coaching. Digital alternatives are actively cannibalizing traditional clinical services. Therapy has moved from the doctor's office to your smartphone. Human emotional distress is being packaged, optimized, and financialized into a highly lucrative stress economy. One-on-one clinical care is notoriously hard to scale. There are only so many therapists and only so many hours in a day. To bypass that bottleneck, tech companies started treating mental health like software. Platforms like Calm and Headspace adopted a software-as-a-service model. Instead of charging a fee for a doctor's visit, they charge a monthly subscription, converting psychological care into hundreds of millions of dollars in recurring revenue. That monetization model quickly expanded into retail. Apparel giants like Lululemon and hotel chains like Marriott co-opted mindfulness as a brand signature, selling everything from subscription wellness clubs to high-tech stress relief luxury suites. But those direct-to-consumer apps and lifestyle products are only the entry point to a much larger financial ecosystem. Direct-to-consumer wellness generates hundreds of millions, yet the vast majority of capital in the stress economy comes from the HR departments of Fortune 500 companies. This visualization breaks down a critical number for corporate America: $322 billion. That is the exact amount U.S. organizations lose every single year to employee burnout, turnover, and absenteeism. Because of this massive drain, large corporations have stepped in as the primary payers in the mental health boom. To stop the bleeding, employers are moving away from isolated therapy coverage. Instead, they hire tech unicorns like Spring Health and Lyra Health to implement a continuous care model. This surrounds the employee with ongoing digital monitoring, automated nudges, and self-help content. Sales teams market these digital platforms as high ROI tuoskoods specifically engineered to lower overall healthcare claims. The incentive structure pushes workers toward automated coaching and lower severity apps right now, specifically to prevent those employees from needing expensive psychiatric payouts later on. In the enterprise sector, an employee's mental health is no longer a private medical matter. It is a metric optimized for corporate productivity. This optimization is accelerating. As of 2026, the healthcare sector is adopting agentic AI, autonomous systems capable of observing, planning, and acting with minimal human clinical oversight. This flowchart illustrates how these autonomous agents operate. They scrape continuous data streams from your personal devices, monitoring your sleep patterns, heart rate variability, and social media behavior. The algorithm processes that data to predict a mental health crisis up to 2 years before it actually happens, with over 80% accuracy. While AI handles the predictive side, a massive pharmaceutical disruption is occurring simultaneously. Clinical trials for psychedelic-derived treatments, like LSD for generalized anxiety, are actively targeting a $2 billion market segment historically dominated by standard daily pills. But the digital side of this boom carries a severe hidden risk. Millions of people are willingly pouring their deepest traumas, mood logs, and anxieties into gamified screens. That information doesn't just disappear. It feeds a controversial, largely unregulated shadow economy of data brokers who actively harvest your sensitive emotional profiles. This diagram shows exactly how cheap that privacy is. Data brokers are advertising lists of individuals diagnosed with PTSD, depression, and bipolar disorder. Buyers can purchase an identified list of 5,000 patient records for as little as $275. The digital mental health boom has turned our most vulnerable emotional data into a commercial product for the global data brokerage industry. What was once an intensely private human struggle has been fully industrialized. Your emotional state is now a tradable corporate asset. The extraction happens on 3 fronts. Your distress generates recurring subscriptions. Your emotional regulation boosts employer productivity, and your behavioral data fuels a shadow market. There are legitimate medical advancements here. Algorithmic matching has reduced wait times for care from weeks to a single day, and the pharmacological sector is rolling out the first major breakthroughs in anxiety medication in over a decade. But those advancements sit alongside severe clinical risks. Users are relying on unregulated AI chatbots that have actively encouraged them to taper off antidepressants without supervision, all while highly sensitive therapy notes are stored on platforms with proven security vulnerabilities. The stress economy is fully operational. The defining challenge of the coming decade will be ensuring that human distress does not simply become algorithmic profit, but actually leads to genuine societal healing.